I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know.
I don't know either, Uncle Trump. Hey, I don't know either, Unc. But hey, we've got to talk about the left in an absolute panic over Trump taking office again. They are running scared, tucking their tail between their legs and making up anything and everything that they possibly can, which is how you know that they are desperate. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And, yeah, y'all have to hear what is said in this. Oh, man. You're going to shake your head, listening to this. Let's dive in.
Have a responsibility to really tune out the voices of the haters, of the people that are constantly double and triple checking and shilling for him and suggesting that somehow they're being biased, bending over backwards, treating him like a normal candidate. He's not a normal candidate. He is running to end American democracy as we know it. He's an authoritarian who a court in Colorado 2 days ago ruled that he led an insurrection against the United States government. He's charged with leading schemes to help overthrow the United States government. So if they want to frame it that way, that's fine. If you want to be fair, then you will frame this as Joe Biden being the candidate that supports American democracy and Donald Trump, a candidate who supports a new form of government here that's authoritarian. It's really that simple. And by the way, Reverend Al, when people go, oh, you can't compare him to past Nazi leaders. You can't compare him to this past Nazi leader or that past fascist leader because he hasn't done that. Well, what hasn't he done? He hasn't done the things that the American judicial system did not allow him to do last time, but may very well allow him to do this time, or a judicial system that will be ignored by Donald Trump and ran over by Donald Trump to create the greatest constitutional crisis of our lifetimes. Just because he hasn't done it yet doesn't mean he won't do it when he gets a chance to do it. And if he is voted into office, then a lot of these people that are talking about literal or figurative or whatever the hell they're saying, you're going to look like idiots. Because he will get away with, he will imprison, he will execute whoever he's allowed to imprison, execute, drive from the country.
You mean he's going to get in office and allegedly do the same thing that y'all would love to do to him and you guys are trying to do? Sounds like a fantastic plan to me. Like, I played you guys the video of the gentleman who was explaining that you can't go after Trump and not expect him to not spin the block. For those of you that don't know what spin the block means, it means return the favor, right? You can't expect to go after this man on what most Americans feel is BS and not expect him to return the favor. So now you're afraid that he's going to return the favor? Well, you shouldn't have done it in the first place if that was the case.
Look at his past. It's not really hard to read. The only thing that stood between him and the destruction of American democracy was the federal judiciary.
No doubt about it. And I think that when we...
Nah, stop talking. I don't even want to hear what that boy had to say. My goodness. And like, they see what we see. They probably, I would like to assume, they have an even deeper understanding of what's actually going on and the likelihood of things happening more than we do. The Rock even had revealed that in who was he with? I believe it was Joe Rogan. He had revealed, one of the parties came to me and they had all of these charts and these numbers that, so they do extensive research on this. I'm sure that they have real deep intel and information that Trump is going to win. It's a real thing, right? So that's why you see all of the news media in a panic, silence Trump. Oh no, he was on Univision. Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible. Five alarm. Oh, ring the bell. He's an authority. Like that's why you see all of this. In my humble opinion, they know what's happening.
Show Trump leading nationally. Let's take a closer look.
And you know what? They're too big to ignore. And the margin, obviously, it was in the margin of error. Nothing's insurmountable a year out.
Yeah, so if the election were held today, it's showing that Joe Biden would only get 44%, but Donald Trump is still at 46%, right. Brian. This is a drop from that 51%, and that's NBC.
And NBC, he's never been leading in the NBC poll. And we'll break it down. You'll see the battleground states. Among voters 18 to 34, usually bad news for a Republican nominee, even if it's younger than Donald Trump. Not bad news right now, and that has a lot to do with this Israeli-Hamas war. The president's on the right side of this, but a third of his party is for the Palestinian Hamas cause, which is more than a little scary. Remember what happened at the DNC headquarters a couple of days ago? They hurt 6 cops raiding the DNC headquarters full of Democrats, and these are left-wing Democrats attacking Democrats, hurting police officers.
So, Brian, as you said, it's the war, but it's also being let down when it comes to the student loans. He said he was going to forgive them. He went through the process. It was illegal. The Supreme Court said you can't do that. Voters are holding him accountable.
And by the way, the student loan thing is a big farce because you alienate a ton of people who got into the trades or paid off their loans or went a different direction. Why are you paying off other people's loans in just one age bracket? This is the key. Independence. It's the only portion of the electorate that keeps growing. Independence. And look at this.
Only 30%.
Disapproval, 63%. All right.
These are the people that got him elected, by the way, and he's lost them. Let's go to the New York Times. Now, in Nevada, swing state up by 10 points. Donald Trump is. Michigan up by 5.
Can I just stop here a second?
Ahead.
This is going to be key because abortion is going to be on the ballot in Nevada. That could be the balancing point. But the fact that Trump is up by 10 there is significant. It shows he has a little bit of room.
Well, and to your point, Brian, Donald Trump has a little bit of a different message than the other candidates has been running on abortion. He's saying, look, you got to be realistic here. You got to get voters there. Passing national bans just isn't going to work.
Jim,
y'all know I'm not a fan of I believe his name is Greg Gutfeld. I don't need to rehash that, but you saw what he tried to do there. Oh yeah, abortion is going to be on the ballot here, But my brother here stepped in and said what needed to be said, and that Trump is actually not for a national ban. That's not what he has said. He's fallen off of that, okay? And, I'm happy that he said that. So, shout out to you. I can't even think. I don't know why. I can't think of his name. What's this guy's name? Let me know in the comment section. It's missing. It's not coming to me right now. But anyway, back to it.
Got to get voters there. Passing national bans just isn't going to work.
Jim Crow 2.0, right? The people of Georgia know better. Stacey Abrams is not the governor. Kemp trounced her. And Trump's now leading by 6, despite being sued by the district attorney there, because evidently he wasn't happy with that turnout. I heard he had a problem with the last election. We're going to follow up on that story.
Real quickly, Brian, the issue that got Donald Trump elected the first time, he's leading on that issue by 12 points. And then on the national stage, with everything that's going on, 12 points there as well.
Right. And you see what he said, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. He's all in for Israel. He's starting to pull back on that a little bit. But the fact that he's all in for Israel, alienating other people, national security, Trump is trouncing big time on immigration.
Oh, man. You see what I mean with Greg? You see what I mean? Oh, goodness. Trump is playing chess, not checkers. He sees where this wind is blowing. So he's shifting a little bit on everything. That is the smart thing to do. Like, you can't affect change if you aren't in office to do something about it. Like, that's just common sense. That's common sense. Bro, these people, I don't understand people who want to plant their flag and die on whatever hill. Oh, Israel, I'm dying on this hill. Israel, abortion, I'm dying on this hill. Okay, see ya. See ya. Like, you want to die on that hill just because you don't want to say something else out in public? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense. And I've explained that with the whole abortion issue. Oh, I want to save kids. I want to save kids, so I'm going to plant my flag on the abortion hill, and I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to capitulate. Okay, well, you're going to die on that hill alone. And all of those kids that you allegedly want to save are going to die with you too, because you're going to allow Democrats to go in office and have unfettered access to all types of abortion whenever they want to. So have fun with that. You're actually doing more harm than good with that stance. And that, like, I don't understand why some people don't see how that is common. Like, to me, that's common sense. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. You gotta be in office to affect change. You can scream all day long about whatever issue. Israel, abortion, whatever. It don't matter if you ain't in office to do something about it. Am I crazy? Y'all let me know in the comment section, please. Because, like, to me, that's common sense, but maybe I'm just a lunatic. I don't know. Y'all let me know, okay? Please. Please do.
Other people, national security, Trump is trouncing big time. On immigration, I thought it would be even more. So let's look at the last poll.
Yeah, so if the election were held today in a head-to-head, you got Donald Trump at 49%, Biden at 45%.
How much you think CNN hated to see this gap, because they had to spend all their time saying, well, Joe Biden is old, maybe we should get a new candidate.
And that's an increase from the 46%, so that's good for Donald Trump.
Nikki Haley consistently does slightly better than Donald Trump head-to-head with Joe Biden. They are beginning to attack Nikki Haley just in case she ends up finding a way to surge past President Trump and be the nominee.
And finally, when you get to Ron DeSantis against the president, you're at 48%. The American people are saying any Republican but Joe.
Right. Ron DeSantis again. They thought he was going to be the number one guy. He's still very much in contention. They're going after him whenever they can, and they keep on bringing up the 6-week abortion ban in Florida.
So the big question is, Brian, all these Republican candidates have said Donald Trump can't be elected. This is the one thing. We like his policies, but he...
Did I say Greg Gutfeld? Brian Kilmeade, right? That's his name. I know. I'm super late on that, but I'm sure all of you have already commented, yo, that's not his name. That's not his name. My bad. I corrected it now. Okay? So scroll back down and fix your comment, all right? Fix your comment. Go ahead and edit that thing, all right? I'm going to need to see some edited comments, okay?
Just can't win. It looks like that argument is being taken away.
It is. It's going to be very hard to make it. But as Lawrence and I just showed you, the president's dealing with a deficit at this moment.
He's dealing with more than a deficit. That's a shellacking that is heading his way. But once again, some more good news for Uncle Trump. But as always, and I always will say this, we still need to show up and do our part. There are no excuses. No excuses. Okay? We have everything on our side. Everything that Democrats are doing, we need to be doing times 10. Okay? If that means working at polling places, do that. Okay? Do that. We need to be doing the same things. I'm tired of, watching Republicans sit back and cry about things. And yes, some of it is justified. I hear you. 100%. 100%. But if we aren't willing to do everything that they are doing, then we shouldn't be crying about anything. Like, that's just keeping it a buck. That's just keeping it 100 with y'all. Okay? Like it, love it, or hate it. That's just keeping it 100. You can hate me for saying it, but that's cool. I'm still going to tell it to you, because that's the truth. You can't sit back and, oh, yeah, I don't want to work at these polling places. And, yeah, Trump got it in the bag. I'm not going to show up, whatever. And then complain about losing. Like, that just doesn't make sense. It should be pedal to the metal, right? Whatever is legal, wherever it is legal, we should be implementing all types of strategies in order to get this W. Because it's in the bag. Democrats have told us, oh no, the far right extremists, they're just a small portion. They tried to tell us that a while ago. And we found out that's not the truth. Most people agree with us. Most people do. So don't be afraid to go and talk to somebody. Don't be afraid to spark a little conversation, because they probably agree with you. I'm just saying. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.